The Wednesday Night Info Show. 2021 Squier Mini, Texas style. All right, tonight I want to talk to you about a Strat of a different kind. It's another mini Squier, and it was another one that I bought to mod, sort of. I really bought it to dismantle it because the limited edition Strats that come with a maple neck and the antique white are really hard to come by on the used market. I was pretty lucky when I picked up the one that became known as Goldie. The other one I had to buy new. And if you're going to buy it new, you pretty much have to go to Guitar Center or Musician's Friend online. So I took that maple neck off and I put it on what would be the most expensive Squier Mini in my collection, which I'll get to later. And I had this rosewood neck left with an antique white body. And so I put those two together. So I had the white pickguard with the rosewood neck on an antique white body. And I thought, just for something different, let's go ahead and swap out some of the hardware. So I put Wilkinson Easy Lock tuners that were gold on the neck. I put in gold string trees. I put on a Wilkinson bridge, and I also swapped out the strap button. So it had gold hardware from start to finish, still with that white pickguard and the Alnico 5 pickups. That was okay, but there was still something different. So I ordered a rosewood pickguard from China, and when it came in, I made a slight mistake in the routing of the pickguard. I went from one side instead of going from the middle and routing on both sides. And so the front pickup and the rear pickup are a little off center, which really came into sight when I swapped out the pickups for some Fender Vintera 60s pickups. You can see when I hold it up that the poles on the neck and the middle pickup don't quite line up with this 6th string. Yeah, I don't remember that. That doesn't stay with me at all. But anyway, it did develop a particular tone. You might also have noticed that I did a standard Strat mod that gave it tone controls for the front and middle pickups and a master volume control. I also swapped out a heavy-duty 5-way switch because I'm really hard on these switches when I get excited and I start playing, particularly with the kind of music that this one is built for. You might know by the name Miss Texas what kind of music that I tend to favor with this thing. Anyway, she plays very easily. She's got 20 jumbo frets, a 23.7-inch scale, which is basically like slapping a capo on the 3rd fret of a standard Stratocaster. She holds tune well from E to E. You can even do a drop D. You can bend for a while, and with these pickups, she can really push an amp to that near breakup capability without much difficulty. Her neck is a standard C-shaped neck. She comes in right around 8 pounds, poplar body, maple neck, and whether you're standing or you're sitting, it's really quite comfortable. It does have the contour for the belly cut as well as for the arm and the body, which is, kind of nice. And it really does make it quite a pleasure. Now, as far as maintenance goes, this one was an absolute nightmare. In truth, I bit off a lot more than I could chew at the time with this build. I didn't really know what I was doing. If I had done a bridge swap or a neck swap individually, it might have been okay. But by doing both and kind of changing so much about the guitar, I was chasing my tail between neck relief and saddle height. I did finally get it settled down, but it took me a while to dial in. I really learned quite a bit of this. Pickup height, I've played with it and played with it and played with it, and finally got it to a point where it's not the measured standard, but it is where I like it. And that's kind of where this one comes in. This one was built for a specific mood and a specific tone. In truth, it can handle a lot of different things. Most of the time when I play it, I'll kind of move out of that blues mod into some other kind of music that's a little more jangly or a little cleaner. But this one's best in that blues country range, which is apparently the setting that I'm moving into, even though I've been trying to convince myself I'm an 80s guy for decades. As far as a gift or a duplicate, I'm still bidding on versions of these Squier Minis, mainly orange ones and pink ones. I think in some sick way, I kind of want to complete the rainbow, but I would still not gift it to someone without an opportunity to go over it first. I just don't trust the quality control when it comes to this particular brand. I think the Jazzmaster has kind of warned me off. I really haven't run into problems like that with the Squiers, but I just don't trust the Squier Minis out of the box. Some weird things of this is it took me probably 4 or 5 different sets of pickups to get to the point where I got it, where I liked it. And with the white pick guard, I just very rarely picked it up, even though it sounded very similar. And I think that's kind of the funny thing is this guitar basically, to me, proved almost every stereotype that doesn't make sense about guitarists until I finally got it to a point where it felt, it just had that mojo. It just had that that guitars have sometimes that we can't really explain. Now, there are thousands of videos about Squier Mini reviews, and there are hundreds of videos about Squier Mini mods. And so I've done 2 of them in a row now, and I'm going to take a break and show you guys something special next week. But this is Miss Texas. So let me put it through a few of her paces and let you hear some of the tones.